While it's vividly apparent that right now you're getting ready to transition into a phase of complete chaos, not only in this country, but all over the rest of the planet, it's become evident that it's time to start preparing for the worst. Of course, we can hope for the best. Sometimes when all the information is presented and put together like the puzzle that the mainstream media has attempted to create, we have no other choice but once the puzzle pieces come together, but to realize the picture that's been put in front of us. We need to think about taking measures to protect ourselves, protect our families, protect our friends. We need to stock away food, supplies, equipment. We need to secure a place of safety, rural place, because the inner cities are going to be it's just going to be absolute mayhem. Once all the food flies off the shelves and fresh water isn't so readily available, chaos is going to reign, and you need to protect yourselves. As we sit here and watch all the sheeple, all the lemmings, be entertained with presidential debates that don't even address any of the serious issues, they only address and field questions that they're comfortable answering or that they've been scripted to. We watch our military being sent back into Iraq, more of our men and women being sent back to Afghanistan. We watch our government spend money on arming rebels to topple governments that aren't willing to negotiate with the United States or being cooperative. They don't want to accept any kind of central banking systems like we've been trying to instill in countries all over the world. As we watch Israel bully everyone around them and create some kind of dialogue that at some level makes it okay for them to go to war. We've been warned that if we get involved in Syria or in Iran, that Russia and China will both respond. Russia has openly said that they will attack mainland America, if that be the case. So we watch all of these things happen. Still, you choose to sit in your living room, staring with that blank, dead stare at your reality shows, at your dummy box. The tube that without it you wouldn't have experienced anything in your whole life, because your whole life has been nothing more than a chain of experiences had by vicariously living through other human beings on the boob tube, the centerpiece of your living room, what used to be the fireplace where families would commune because of its warmth, now has been replaced by the television. Because this television shows you nothing more than what you want to watch and want to see, makes you comfortable, makes you not have to think. It also maintains the ability for you to play video games through it and train your children on how to become murderers and warmongers themselves by desensitizing them to the acts of war, turning it into a game instead of turning it off and teaching your children something of real value. It becomes the new babysitter, because our economy has gotten to such a point that people are happy to work 50, 60 hours a week, both parents in the same home, to where they have no more time for their kids, and that we can't focus on teaching our children the right things. Don't have a problem putting our children in schools with teachers that we've met once who we haven't even really done background checks on ourselves, who we haven't grilled ourselves to make sure that we're even teaching our children the right things. It's like a daycare center, and we expect them to care about our kids when our child is one of 20 in a classroom. But you met the teacher once, and you let your child go there. You assume they're being taught all the things you would teach them because you're too busy, because you need to have that new car. You need to have the new iPhone. You need to have that MacBook Air. You need to have that white picket fence and that 4-bedroom house and that perfect lawn. You need to have those vacations. You don't need to have because it doesn't cost you anything and it doesn't fit into the paradigm that mainstream media feeds you 24/7. You don't need to have any real family. You don't need to have any real spirituality. You don't really care if your child learns what they should learn. You don't really care. You don't have the time to focus on it. So instead, you can accept the byproduct of your choices because you've decided to sit on that couch and experience life through the television. Because you've decided that you believe the story you're being fed through that television. Like everybody else believes the story. You've played a role. You are the robot. Or are you? People, we need to wake up. The end of this is coming very soon. And if we don't start doing things now to prepare ourselves and our families to withstand the pressures that are coming, it's no longer an if. It is a certainty that you and your family will be put in the uncomfortable position of having to figure out how to feed yourselves when you can't run to the local grocery store and fill up a grocery cart for a few months. How are you going to feed yourselves? Do what's best for your family. Prepare. Just prepare. To be aware is to be alive.